And reason number 3 why I think Caleb Love is leaving North Carolina, and maybe it's the biggest reason out of them all, is for this right here. Check this out. I knew it was bad, but I didn't know it was this bad. Well, that happened. I was originally shocked when the news came out. I was like, what? Caleb Love leaving North Carolina? Me personally, it's going to be hard for me to see him playing a different jersey. Just feels like that North Carolina blue suits him well. But when you really, and I mean really consider everything he went through this season with the fans, the head coach, and the RJ Davis mess with the girl, we'll talk about in just a second, it makes a ton of sense. I don't want to rant and rave and harp on this North Carolina basketball team too much, but you could tell just by watching them and keeping up with them, something was off. They couldn't gel. Something wasn't right. And the player who always, and I mean absolutely always, 100% got the finger pointed at him and blamed the most was Caleb Love. It wasn't RJ Davis. It wasn't Puff Johnson. It wasn't Leaky Black. It wasn't Armando Bacot. It wasn't anybody other than Caleb Love. And to be 100% honest with all of you, I think Caleb Love just got sick and tired of it. But I'm going to go back to this. Do y'all remember that video we made a couple months ago talking about what was going on behind the scenes with RJ Davis and Caleb Love and that girl? Allegedly, right when North Carolina was hitting some bumps in the road and they was losing a ton of games, Caleb Love hooked up with RJ Davis' girlfriend that's on the women's basketball team that goes by the name of Deja Kelly. Before you run to the comment section and type anything, keyword is allegedly. Matter of fact, Caleb Love went on Instagram and shut these rumors down. These were nothing more than rumors. However, I can't help but feel like, and I know I'm not the only one who feels like, there had to be a little bit of truth behind it. Maybe it wasn't exactly that, but there had to be something that was going on behind the scenes. How else do you explain this team, arguably one of the most talented teams in the country, not making the NCAA tournament? Fast forward in time to our current date, Mr. Caleb Love has announced, hey, I'm leaving, I'm entering the transfer portal, I'm going somewhere else. And I don't normally talk about transfer situations and offseason news in college basketball, but I find this rather interesting for this one reason. I think I know why he's leaving, and to me, if you open your eyes, it seems fairly obvious. We've got a lot to talk about in tonight's video. If you like basketball content and want to see more videos like this, consider joining our amazing community. All right, Matt, blah, blah, shut up, grab up, now without further ado, let's get into it. Alrighty, right. I don't got time to waste. You don't got time to waste. We're jumping straight into things. We got one topic and one topic only to talk about in this video, and that is North Carolina, or North Kakalaki, and Caleb Love. Sometimes I call him North Kakalaki. I don't know why that's just me, so if you hear me say that, just roll with it. You get all the boring Joe Schmo talk. Caleb Love announced he's leaving North Carolina. Oh, hoo-ha, he-rah, whatever, ha. Everybody's making a big deal about it. I'm not here to talk about that. What I'm here to talk about is why he's leaving. Now, obviously, in any situation like this, when you have a player who is leaving a very prestigious school and a program that he's been at, not just for 1 year, but for multiple years, he is obviously not happy. You can say, oh, well, him and North Carolina, they had their differences in the past season. No. It is much more than that. They don't just have some minor differences. He is far from happy. Whenever you're in a relationship with a girl, you can tend to work through some minor differences. But when a man himself or the girl's like, all right, I gotta go, that's when you know it's bad, and that's where we're at with Caleb Love. So why is he leaving? Well, I think it comes down to multiple different reasons, and let's just get straight into them. Reason number 1. I don't think Caleb Love is a big-time fan of Hubert Davis, and I don't think anybody really out there after watching this season is a big fan of Hubert Davis. Now, that is my only reason. That is a complete guess and a shot in the dark, but I'm willing to go out on a limb and say that. I don't think Caleb Love is too big of a fan of Hubert Davis, and I'm going to leave it at that. That's all I need to say. Reason number 2 is, I don't think Caleb Love is happy with his teammates whatsoever. All throughout the season this year, if you watch the games, it was very evident and clear they didn't get along. Why didn't they get along? I have no idea, because these guys, they were coming off of a national championship appearance. They should be getting along. They should be best buds and best pals. And it was really unfortunate to watch an uninspired North Carolina team go out there this season and just waste all their talent and abilities. Being 100% honest, it was a disgrace to the game of basketball. But I digress. And weirdly enough, when I noticed that Caleb Love, RJ Davis, Armando Bacot, and Leaky Black weren't all on the same page, is when this rumor came out about Caleb Love seeing Deja Kelly, which at the time was RJ Davis' girlfriend. I'm not going to dive into that too much, but I just can't help but think about that. It had to do something with all of this. And I know some people are going to try to say, Matt, what are you talking about? Caleb Love and RJ Davis and all these college athletes, they would never do something like that to one of their teammates. And I beg to differ. It's college. Everybody cheats on everybody. I hate to break the news to you, but if you're in college and you got a girlfriend or boyfriend, they're probably cheating on you. There's a 65% chance. That's just how it works. If you're currently dating somebody that's in college at a big-time university like North Carolina or And just any Power 5 school, Alabama, any SEC school, ACC school, Pac-12, Big 12, Big 10, whatever, good luck. That's all I'm going to say on reason number 2, and we can leave it at that. I think there was some stuff going on behind the scenes. I think maybe it involved a girl, maybe it didn't, but there was something going on, and we can agree on that. And reason number 3 why I think Caleb Love is leaving North Carolina, and maybe it's the biggest reason out of them all, is for this right here. Sometimes in life, you just need to move on from certain situations. We grow as people, we change, and we adapt over time. And with Caleb Love, I think he needs a breath of fresh air. That would do him a lot. With him going to a new school, wherever to be, we'll talk about that in just a second, I feel like all those heavy expectations, they'll be lifted off of him and he can just freely play. All throughout this season, the entire season, every single game, all I saw Caleb Love trying to go out there and do is redo what he did the season before. It sort of felt like if Caleb Love didn't go out there and drop 35 points, it was a disappointment of a game. I don't think the expectations that were put on him this season, they were fair whatsoever. It comes down to this. I think he wants to go to somewhere else because he doesn't see himself improving at North Carolina next year, and I agree with it. How could he see himself improving next year when he came back this most recent season and got worse? Technically, he did get worse. Check this out. I knew it was bad, but I didn't know it was this bad. Since 2000, Caleb Love is the only player who has shot under 38% from the field while attempting more than 300 shots in 3 different seasons playing in a Power 6 conference. He is statistically the least efficient high-volume major player of the 21st century. I'm going to say this again. I knew it was bad, but I didn't know it was this bad. And when you look at that number, 38% from the field, that's terrible, and it is, but a main reason for that is when there was 6 seconds left in the shot clock, North Carolina, all the other players, they throw him the ball and expect him to heave up a prayer and it goes in. That's the only thing I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt on, but a large reason he shot 38% from the field is because he takes terrible shots and too many deep threes. He needs to drive more. Whenever I heard the news, the first thing I thought about is, okay, where is he going to go? Where would be a good fit? And do a lot of these top and elite teams even want him? Because when I'm thinking of good fits, I'm thinking of, okay, he needs to go to obviously an offensive school that pushes the ball and shoots a crap ton of threes. So the first couple of schools that came to my mind is Alabama and Auburn. But when I think about Alabama, I'm not too sold on the fact that Nate Oates would even go after a guy like this, because for those of you that don't know, Nate Oates is a straight up nerd and mathematician and he loves analytics. Well, when you look at Caleb Love's numbers and analytics, not too impressive. So would Nate Oates bring him in regardless of that? I don't know. That'd be interesting. I kind of feel like Caleb Love could thrive in a system like Alabama, but also same thing at Auburn. Auburn, they play defense and shoot a crap ton of threes. But the one school that's gaining a lot of traction, and maybe this makes the most sense, is Missouri. If Caleb Love goes to Missouri, he'll be guaranteed a starting spot. If he goes to Auburn and Alabama, and now that I think about it, if he goes to Bama, he might come off of the bench. Yeah, so he probably won't go to Bama, and even if he goes to Auburn, he's going to have to fight for a starting spot. But at Missouri, yeah, he'll be starting, no doubt about it. So I guess that's one to keep your eyes on. Really, I think any schools are in play here. Another one I've seen gain a lot of traction is Indiana. Not going to lie, he does look good in that red jersey. I could see that happening. But here's my question. I'm going to ask you guys, if you're a head coach, would you want Caleb Love on your team? Let me know in the comment section. He's a good player, not a great player, but Caleb Love is the type of player he can either win you a game or he can lose you a game. As a head coach, would you be willing to roll the dice and go after this guy? Because you already know whenever he comes in, he's not expecting to sit the bench. He's expecting to be the starting point guard right away. And oh yeah, last but not least, before I end up this video, I also saw some people throwing in Kansas and Kentucky into the mix. I don't see a situation where he would go to Kansas and Kentucky. I don't know. Kentucky fans, let me know. How would you feel about that? To me, I feel like it's too much competition. He's not wanting to go to a school where he's going to have to fight for that starting spot. He wants to be guaranteed it. It's unfortunate things didn't work out in North Carolina, but hey, it is what it is. Let me know your thoughts down below. But